Umpires, am I right? Today on SB Baseball.
Put robots back there.
Robarts.
Yeah, robots.
And welcome to the SB Baseball podcast where we try hard. I'm Alan.
Yeah, I'm Rapid Dave. You love that tagline. Boy, it looks chilly up there in Baltimore.
In Baltimore,
moly.
a little drizzly.
It's cold. You can see the breath coming out of their mouths.
The drizzle.
Mm-hmm.
So here we are. We're not that far into the season. Like we're a little bit over a week.
Yeah.
Or no, not even a week.
Not even a week.
Yeah, not even unless you count the games that were played, overseas, right?
Right. Yeah. Which I don't.
Okay.
They were
well, they count
as far as I'm concerned.
But yeah, umpires have already kind of been a hot topic. Not only just like umpires, but like there was a play for the Rangers. I think it was opening day, where replay wasn't available for that play. So it's like, okay, what are we doing?
It was it was a low pitch that was a foul tip that got away from Jonah Heim in I believe it was like the 8th or 9th inning. It might have been the 9th inning. And it actually caused a run to score because instead of
in a tie game,
and instead of collecting the ball and then arguing, he stood there and argued until the last possible second where he realized there was someone coming home and then, whatever. And even the umpire, he was complaining to the umpire stepped off away from the plate and was like, no, it's not a foul ball. And all of a sudden the third base coach for the who the hell were they playing?
Cubs.
They were playing the Cubs, and then they were just sending it, go. And he got there. I was like, oh my God. So you're like freaking out. I'm like, you can't. I mean, you could tell, and obviously in instant replay, they slow everything down like a ton. It was a low pitch. It was barely just a little nick, and right. I mean, it was tough for the umpire to notice, but it really was. Heim was tracking the ball. And it all of a sudden just went a different direction. So it should have been picked up.
And to me, and then, I'm listening. I'm like, okay, well, they're going to challenge that. And it's not a challengeable play. Mm-hmm. It's not something that they can go and review. Things that you can review are potential home run calls, non-home run boundary calls, fair or foul balls, which I don't know why that's, I guess because they didn't call it a fair ball. Like it couldn't have been fair. It could only have been foul. I guess that's why that one wasn't able to force or tag plays, catch plays in the outfield, certain base calling runs, hit by pitch, which you can review a hit by pitch.
Right.
But you can't review.
That's ridiculous. So obviously I think this will be updated and included. I mean, maybe they'll change it by the end of the year.
What I mean? And what I would like to see is just kind of throw like something that's kind of like all inclusive where on a scoring play. All right. Not necessarily if it's a foul ball or something like, but like being able to because the replay process works quick.
Yeah.
With baseball.
We don't need to check every time, but if somebody wants to challenge,
right. It would be a challenge on a scoring play that you'd be able to have. Mm-hmm. And maybe you get like one specific one, you get one on a scoring play. Don't count it as the other ones, but like on a scoring play. Mm-hmm. And if you get that right, you can have another.
But so you're just challenging all the scoring plays in the 9th inning.
Right. But no, if you challenge it, and if you get it right, you can have another one.
Yeah.
Right. But a scoring play is something that affects the game.
Of course.
A lot.
I mean, all these things that you're talking about that review affects the game in one way or another, but definitely a scoring play. It's like, why can't we just, hey, you got a players that's just challenging it. Let's go ahead and challenge it, or let's go ahead and just make sure. I mean, in the NFL, they review every scoring play.
Everyone,
they could at least just been like, "Hey, we're gonna check real quick. We don't even have to challenge. I'm just gonna check real quick because it was on a ball that got away and it's questionable. So let's go ahead and just take a look at it.
Yeah,
what's wrong with that?
And you've got these replay officials watching the games, right? They have the replay officials for the games. Why can't you have a situation where he's watching that and he sees like, oh, hey. The catcher saying this was, and then you buzz down real quick. It doesn't take.
Everyone knew within like
time.
5 seconds that it was, and all they had to do was just show the one replay, and it was like, oh, okay, yeah, foul ball, okay, foul tip, no big deal. But yeah, I feel you. I mean, and then I've also noticed that the strike zone's a little bit off. Listen, I totally understand that each umpire has their own strike zone. I understand each player has their own belief as to what their strike zone is as well. And of course, they're selling us the box on TV. I really do enjoy when they make it 3-dimensional and they see it come in like on a corner or something. It just nips it. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I mean, that's fine. I'm cool with that. But some of these are like either way in, way out, and it's like, oh, he's been calling it all game. I mean, that's what I asked for. If you're going to call it a strike here,
consistency,
yeah,
right?
just some consistency. But Jesus,
and I feel like, and that's a big thing, just with all sports, really. Like if you're going to call it, if it's going to be a like in other sports, if it's going to be a foul or penalty in the first quarter, it should be in the fourth.
Yeah, not let them play or something like that.
Or it's at the end of the game, we're just going to let them play. No. So I can mug someone in the last minute of a game. Okay,
let them play. Wow.
If I'm playing basketball, I'm gonna turn into Bill Lambier in the fourth quarter, right? I'm just gonna start mowing people over. But it's yes, you have the consistency of it, and with your umps, like these players watch tape on these umps, right? And they know what they're going to call balls and strikes. And so these pitchers and these catchers know what he's going to call. And they know if it's close on the inside, he's going to call that one a strike, right? But he's more inclined to call the outside pitch a ball versus the inside pitch and vice versa. But I mean, you're looking at everything that I'm seeing, they're doing about 14%, or actually 92% accuracy.
Okay.
Is what you're getting.
14%.
No. I was like error rate was what this was, but that article's from 2015.
Oh, 2015.
So, which it's got nothing but better since they started tracking this in 2008. In 2008, the percentage was 81.3%. Was correct.
Yeah. Someone starts watching your job. You know what I mean? Someone's QCing you're going to get a little bit better, right?
Exactly.
Or tighten up just a hair.
And you have to, because again, the invention of the box on the screen will also force them to. But they also release, you'll see them release the umpire scorecard for balls and strikes. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And you get every once in a while, you get an ump who calls a perfect game, right? Or they'll miss one call. But it was something that was like close. But yeah, it's definitely gotten better. But there are still things we can do to improve it, right? And it's not you get the old heads are like, well, you're just messing with the game. No, you're not.
I mean, there's been pitches that hit that are in the dirt, and they're like, yeah, strike their year out. Just because like the guy was rude to him earlier. You know what I mean? Oh, we'll just let that go, I guess. No, it just needs to be. It needs to be consistent. I'm almost at the point where make the box official. And the pitch comes across and it just says strike behind them, like a big old billboard or when it lights up, strike one. And I'm down with that because I'm just tired of some of these questionable calls that come down to you're late in the game and the umpire's got like dinner reservations or something and he's got to go. He's like, man, I got this hooker like just standing by.
Look, I'm paid by the hour, so we need to hurry up.
She's charging me already, and I got to get going.
They're paid by the game and not by the hour, so it's like, hey, man, let's just go.
It's like Leslie Nielsen back there. He's calling strikes before the damn ball's released. You know what I mean? Like, he's super jacked. But no, I'm actually kind of getting more and more every single year. And every single game, every single year, I'm more and more like, hey, let's just make it.
You're ready for robots.
They can now they can make calls during the game and stuff like. But even that, like I told you today, there was a line drive ball. Rangers smoked one to the shortstop in Tampa Bay. The guy didn't even catch the damn thing, and they already called him out. Like they were like, hey, the question was it on the transition, right? But he was like, he went to grab it. But he didn't even let it get in his glove before he was already trying to make the transition because he was trying to just be really fast about it. But hell, he didn't catch it. It was behind him. And they already called him out. The ball's on the ground rolling around. And I'm like, okay, this is the world we're living in, I guess.
Yeah. You just got to, at the end of the day, like we talk about with everyone, just do better.
Yeah, it's your job.
Just do right.
Yeah. And I know umpires we're running out of them.
And it's, but also like umpire, it's not like it used to be with umpires, where it was just kind of like a seasonal thing, right? Yeah. These umpires are working on stuff year round now. Yeah. It's not just they're not doing this and they're a plumber. They're umping games on the side, but they're really a plumber, right? So they got to hurry up and get out of there because they got a 6 a.m. appointment because Mrs. Jones' toilet's backed up and it ain't gonna unclog itself. This is their job and they do this full time now, and they can make a living being an umpire as opposed to back in the day. You couldn't really make a living off of that. Well, you can now.
Yeah.
So just take some pride in what you do and just do better.
Yeah. I just need some more consistency and accuracy, and just do better. Please for us, for the fans.
That's it.
So we're not like flipping out, flipping over the coffee table.
I was listening to that Rangers game, and when that happened, they're like, "Oh, that was foul off." I just pictured you just flipping the table at your house, like, "That's Foul ball.
Jonah Heim would have caught that ball if it was not hit by the bat. I'm always on the catcher side. There's too much framing too, but that's another episode. We'll talk about
but
that.
That's an art form though too, right?
A little bit, but
with some of these guys, it's smooth, and you're like, hey,
yeah,
it's part of the game, right?
Some of them are too much.
It's like
we'll talk. We'll do another one. We'll do
okay,
another one. That's another.
Well, that was fun, guys. Well, I was just cut off. So if you care about my opinions, who cares? No one can know.
Yeah, just listen. He'll do another show. And if you're not listening to the daily recap?
MLB recap.
The MLB recap. It's on this station. It's on it's wherever you listen to your podcast and available on YouTube, audio only at the moment. But yeah, check it out and get you a little 2-minute. Hey, you want to fly through some scores? Bam. Just for you, baby.
You're on your way to work and you want to know what happened in all of baseball the day before? I got you. Give you a little highlights from each game. Let you know, hey, Oakland A's only had 5,000 people at that game the other day. Just saying.
That's an inflated number too.
That is a highly inflated number. So, but you know what, guys? Thank you so much for watching. Let us know your thoughts on the Umpires replay. Do we need to add in let's review all scoring plays, right? There's a question on it. Let's do it. Let's have some fun. But as always, I'm Alan.
Robert Dave.
We'll talk to you guys later. Deuces.